Okay, hello everybody, my name is Coco4545, and welcome back to Trauma Center, Second Opinion. In the last part, I treated a burn victim, and went to CSUSA, and now we're gonna do Q&A, here we go.
Wow, you assisted in an operation on your first day here? You must be good.
No, it's the doctors who are good. I'm just fortunate to be working with them.
Sounds like you work well with them. In my case, it depends on who I'm assisting. I get along with Dr. Everett, but Dr. Tsuji, on the other hand... Oh, forget I said anything.
By the way, Ms. Newman, about the operating room's support system.
Oh, call me Leslie. Everyone else does. Now, it's our responsibility as nurses to manage the support system. It'll probably take some time, but once you get used to it, you'll be able to update an E-chart in a snap. Want to give it a try in a vacant OR?
I'd love to.
Regarding this new disease, which has tentatively been named stigma, we received a report from the National Security Council and have begun an independent investigation. Its threat level is unknown, but I can say that the pathogen possesses astonishing mobility. It was unclear whether it even existed until now, but the Wilkins case put an end to the debate.
And we are basing that assumption on the testimony of our two new doctors, yes? Oh, pardon me. I'm Kanae Tsuji, a surgeon here. It's nice to meet you both.
You're absolutely correct, Kanae. While the information provided by Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock is highly reliable, our own investigation at Concordia also validates the theory. And it's worth noting, Professor Wilkins was conducting all the research on his own, without help from other doctors.
We spent less than a month there following our transfer from Alaska. But during that time, the professor seemed somewhat paranoid about an information leak.
To be honest, I'm surprised there was a leak, no matter how small.
The NSC never tells us their source of information. I bet the military is involved in it somehow.
Let's try to make do with the information we have at hand. At this point, the research can no longer be left exclusively to Wilkins. It's now the concern of our entire organization.
What?
Prior to your transfer here, we received reports of suspicious cases from various countries. We've already discussed those cases in a previous meeting. The pathogens in question were confused with various parasites, so nothing was conclusive. If any new cases occur, they should now be reported to Caduceus International.
It's unfortunate, though, that Professor Wilkins' data was destroyed. And by an unidentified assailant at that. Am I the only one here who feels uneasy about this?
We're hoping that the professor's still alive.
From now on, if any new cases of stigma arise here in the U.S., the patients will be transferred to this facility whenever possible. Both Health and Human Services and the National Security Council have agreed to this. The operating surgeons will be Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock. Their prior experience dealing with stigma will be invaluable.
I mean, only one case, but I guess that's better than
I
nothing.
personally stand behind them, 100%. The rest of you will be invited to witness their expertise very soon.
I look forward to seeing the infamous healing touch.
That was a little unexpected. What have we gotten ourselves into, Marcus? Were you as shocked as I was by what they already knew?
Not really. A doctor considers any and all possibilities.
Well, I, for one, am surprised. I had no idea there was data on stigma, other than what the professor had collected.
Well, we've got more important things to worry about. We're leaving for the tech department tomorrow morning at 8, right?
Yes, so don't be late.
All right, then I'm gonna go home and get some sleep.
Doctor, we just received an emergency request for help.
What happened?
There was a big accident on the freeway. More than 30 people are in serious condition. The request came from the state hospital.
Now I feel right at home.
Elena, can you let them know that we'll accept the patients?
Just complications.
No eye response, incoherent speech, decerebrate posture, E1, V3, M2. He's under 8 on the Glasgow Coma Scale. He's in critical condition. The patient has taken considerable damage to the right half of his body, and his lungs may be at risk.
He's definitely in bad shape.
The exact locations of his injuries are difficult to determine right now. His vitals aren't stable either. Please hurry. but be careful.
There's no time to lose. Let's begin immediately.
I actually don't know which one would be better, so I'm gonna choose Valve since I've been using her for a while.
We'll save him, no matter what. Let's begin the operation.
Beginning the operation. The patient's condition has worsened since his arrival. Please operate quickly. Begin by treating the external wounds.
The external wounds have been treated, but I assume that it can only be worse on the inside. Let's open him up and begin treating his internal organs.
I'm confirming interior wounds and the presence of foreign debris. Let's keep an eye on his vital. This wound can't be sutured like this.
You'll need to use the forceps. Hold one
I know
side of the
this.
wound.
We
Please
did it.
suture it
This is the
quickly.
one that you want to
Wound
take care of
opening.
because it drops the vitals quicker than
That's
anything
the
else.
worst of the wounds. Please begin treating the others.
That should do it for this area. Now to move on to the others.
Use the magnification tool to change where we're looking. There should be other injuries nearby.
A hemorrhage has formed. Use the antibiotic gel to treat it.
Oh.
All right, let's close him up.
Oh, that was bad.
Operation complete. Excellent work.
Oh, stitch him to bed. I believe one of them was. Oh, this was no mistakes. This looks like a time limit. Beat it within a certain time again. Bye.
That was the last of the patients. The three of you can wrap things up now.
All right. Thanks, Leslie.
That was very impressive. If you don't mind, I'd like to assist you again sometime.
It's 3 a.m.? Man, talk about a long day.
Well, this is what you wanted, right? To continue seeing patients.
Yeah, I guess that's the life of a doctor, no matter where you are. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early.
Hey, don't worry. If we can survive in Alaska, we can survive anywhere.
So, I have a new job for you. But first, let me introduce you to our head of research.
Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Cromwell. Dr. Blaylock and Dr. Vaughn, I presume. It's nice to meet you. You must be busy adapting to Caduceus, as well as the newly established team. But the director recommended you two, so I would appreciate your assistance.
It's nice to meet you too. It would be our pleasure to help.
Good. I'd like you to participate in clinical testing under the supervision of the research lab.
Let me remind you that it is the duty of those in the medical field to not only cure patients, but to also research and pioneer new treatments. Doctors and researchers must work together to fight diseases both present and future. That's the purpose of Caduceus. There may be some interesting characters here, but they're all excellent doctors. I consider myself very fortunate to be able to conduct medical research among them. And on top of that, we now have the assistance of two truly gifted doctors with the healing touch. I firmly believe that with your precision, the data we'll be able to collect will be invaluable. That is why I'm so enthusiastic about your surgical skills. You don't have any objections, do you?
I appreciate your vote of confidence, even if it is a bit exaggerated.
He's a dedicated professional, although he tends to be long-winded.
Now then, there's an operation I'd like the two of you to perform. The research you're contributing to will give new hope to heart disease patients everywhere.
Oh, it's this one. I think Marcus here in touch would be better for this
I'll
one.
explain as I show you my lab.
I'll explain once we get into it.
It's true that many people frown upon our astronomical research budget. Mostly journalists and politicians who are trying to make a name for themselves. You know how difficult it is to produce significant results when conducting revolutionary research. But thankfully, we also have generous supporters such as...
Oh, Dr. Cromwell, you have friends with you today. Would you introduce me? Pretty please.
Isabella. You really should start acting more professional. This is Ms. Vasquez. She's a representative of the Humani Corporation.
That would come in later, or the name will come later.
I'm Dr. Blaylock.
Dr. Vaughn.
Nice to meet you, handsome.
We're partnered with a number of large pharmaceutical companies and medical manufacturers.
What's a what was it?
Including Humani, who've been a tremendous help to us.
I hope my looks don't give you the wrong impression about our company. Humani is a major player in this industry, and I've been known to play hardball when needed.
Humani holds several lucrative pharmaceutical patents and leads the way in regenerative medicine.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.
We have a research specialist from Humani on staff as well. She's a very talented young woman and has produced great results. I believe she's nearby. Cynthia, can you spare a moment?
I'll go get her, Dr. Cromwell.
I believe it is
Thank you.
humane.
I'd appreciate it. The operation that you'll be performing would not be possible without her help.
Yes, Dr. Cromwell? Oh, that's right. You said you'd introduce me to the doctors today.
This is Cynthia Kazakov. She's a beautiful woman, as you can see, and quite brilliant.
Cynthia Kazakov? You wouldn't happen to be from Trinity Medical School, would you?
Valerie? Valerie Blaylock?
Yeah, it's me.
You became a doctor! Congratulations!
Thanks. Wow, I never expected to see you here, of all places.
You're going to be helping us? This is great!
I'm Marcus Vaughn. Sorry to interrupt such a touching reunion.
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
So, you two are old friends. I have a feeling this will be a fruitful partnership. Now, Cynthia, can you explain to them about the cardiac patch?
Allow me to explain the details of the operation, as well as the usage of the myocardium patch. Our patient is a 10-year-old girl with an occlusion in her heart. Her heart functions are deteriorating. If this continues, she'll have a myocardial infarction.
That's where the myocardial patch comes in.
I don't know much about it. It's a form of synthetic membrane, correct?
Yes, it's a new type of synthetic membrane that uses the whole cell voltage clamp. The membrane itself is elastic and helps the heart move and function.
That's amazing! It truly is a miracle of science.
It's only as incredible as the skills of the people using it.
Nothing like a little pressure. I don't mind, though. It motivates me.
We'll do our best, of course.
I'm glad to hear it.
So, we'll be applying this myocardial patch by positioning it according to the guide. Is that this operation's objective?
Yes, that's correct. This operation will be performed without stopping her heart. But I have faith in Caduceus, and in all of you.
So Marcus's would be better to slow down time. Valves, I don't see much of a use for.
Let's start.
So, this one is a
Let's
bit
begin
annoying
the operation.
because I have to twist the
We'll be
wheel mode
operating on
as
the
well.
heart. Please open her up.
Professional here, okay?
Let's confirm the procedure of this operation. 3 areas of occlusion have been located on the heart. We'll apply the myocardium patch to them all. Follow the guide and keep the placement and angle in mind when applying the patch. If the myocardium patch isn't placed correctly, the patient may undergo cardiac arrest. Be careful.
So one of the secret objectives is to not cause a cardiac arrest.
Start by applying antibiotic gel to the occlusion areas. The first myocardium patch will be applied here. Carefully match the location
So
and
you have to
angle
turn
of
it
the
with
patch
the Weaver
with the
mode, so
pattern on the
I'm
heart.
gonna be...
The myocardium patch has been successfully applied to the occlusion area. Her heart rate is increasing. There's a possibility that the already weakened areas of the myocardium may hemorrhage. If you find a hemorrhage, treat it with the antibiotic gel before its condition worsens. Here's the next occlusion area. What? The guide moved? Does this mean that we'll have to time the placement now that the heart is beating faster? Apply the patch when the size of the
Yeah,
guide
this one is
matches
annoying.
the size of the patch. The second occlusion area has been treated. One
Yeah,
more to
if you
go.
don't get it correctly, she will go into cardiac arrest.
Her heart rate is increasing. Be careful when placing the patch. Watch your time. Doctor, the patient's
Fuck.
undergoing cardiac arrest. Use the defibrillator to resuscitate her. We
Well,
have
I'm
a pulse.
gonna get an S
Please
rank.
watch the guide and place it when the sizes match. Doctor, the patient's undergoing cardiac arrest. Use the defibrillator to resuscitate her. We have a
It seems
pulse.
better than
Please
one.
watch the guide and place it when the sizes match.
I'm definitely not gonna get a good rank.
The myocardium patches have been placed, but there are still wounds that need attention. Let's treat them all. A blood pool has formed. The patches have begun synchronizing with the myocardium's movement, and her heart rate is returning to normal.
I'm definitely gonna get a C rank for this.
She should be all right now. Let's close her up.
Because I think another one is
Please
don't let a
close her
blood pool. Don't get a blood pool, and I completely forgot about that. Hold up. One more into sheets. So probably a C, most likely a C.
We're finished. Good work, everyone.
Yeah, I believe got another one. I believe 2 is don't cause cardiac arrest, and the other one is time limit. C is fine.
That was a flawless operation. Simply perfect. The patch is sure to integrate with the existing tissue. The patient should recover nicely.
I think we'll see excellent results, Valerie.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing more operations like this one.
Well, we wouldn't want to take up all of your time.
So I guess Marcus would be better to slow down that patch work if you're having trouble. I don't see a use of Valerie's healing touch at all in that
The
operation.
director has already spoken to us regarding the research on stigma. We're currently in the planning stages. In time, we'll show you what we're capable of. Right, Cynthia?
Yes, Dr. Cromwell.
Cursed Burden will be in the next video, and we see you guys then. And goodbye.